Hello, Viking fans, and welcome to this edition of the Kino Lamar Viking Baseball Coaches Show. I'm Bill Frawley, and with me, as always, is Lamar Vikings baseball head coach Paul Kino. Coach, how are you doing this evening?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'll admit I'm a little tired. I went to Tulsa yesterday and back today for a friend's wedding. It was fun, and I'm headed to Abilene later tonight.
Oh, wow. You need to be careful driving. Yeah. Are you flying or driving?
Well, thank you. Driving, yeah.
Yeah. Be careful.
Appreciate that. Yep. But I'm always glad to be here doing these shows as often as we can together. So it's good to see you and hear you. And we'll just dive into it. District play has begun, and the Vikings are 1-1 after splitting the first district series with Bowie this past week. Lamar won pretty convincingly on Tuesday night, including stringing together some hits and other ways to get on base, 3 innings in a row, putting together a lot of runs. And then the Vikings struggled some on Friday night, winning in particular, coming up short, 5-3 Bowie win. Coach, what can you tell us about the Bowie District opening series?
Like we were talking a little bit before we came on the air, and I'm a little arrogant. I believe in my kids. I believe in our baseball program. Bowie's going to say, talking to their coach, he was like, well, we walked like 13 or 14 of you guys on Tuesday night. And, that didn't hurt, but we also out hit them,
Yes.
and, the runs they got on Tuesday night were by errors by us. So it could have been, maybe it wouldn't have been 14-6, but if we don't make those errors, they don't have 6 runs either. Friday hurt because, they put a 4 spot up and none of them were earned. We made 4 errors in that inning. We gave them all 4 runs. Granted, we only scored 3 runs. We still out hit them, but we only scored 3 runs. And you'd like to think that if we don't give them those runs, we don't make those errors, we win 3-1. And it's a closer ball game, but like we were talking about, Arlington High beat Grand Prairie 15-1 on Tuesday and turn around and win 2-1 in 9 innings. So anything can happen from game to game, but I'm disappointed because I think we're the better team. I'm going to think that many times when we step out on the field that we're the better team. So I'm very disappointed in that aspect. I did talk to another person that we went to high school together. He's a couple years older than me. We both played for Tommy Cantrell over at Sam Houston High School. And, his son played for me last year and played for me for, obviously 4 years. But, talked to him about it. And like I said, coach, he said, we went 1-1 last year. He goes, you coached him up and we were going to the playoffs. He said, you'll coach him up again. We'll be in the playoffs. Don't just relax, just go about your business, and put you back in perspective. We just gotta make the routine play. I still think we're a playoff team. I still think we're a very talented baseball team. We just got to grow up, grow up and make the routine plays and do the things that we need to do to be successful on the field. And it's not time to panic. We might have to go in some different directions as far as people playing different positions. What one hurts is Mason. Mason's still out of the lineup. Hopefully, we'll get some good news on him. I know he goes to a physical therapist on Monday. So hopefully maybe the physical therapist will say, hey, you're good to go. We'll work on this, but you can play. So hopefully, that will happen. He's a big part. He's a big bat in the lineup. He was playing a great third base. So if that could lock that down, that would be fantastic. So hopefully he'll be back soon. But we're going to go out and perform, and we're going to go out and win ball games. I believe in the kids that we got in our program, and Saturday played really well. Coming back after a tough loss that you didn't play very well in, and you felt like you should have won. I didn't know how the kids were going to be coming out, and we won the first ball game pretty big, and then the second ball game they came out swinging the bats, and we got up 2 in the first inning, and then they came out and put 4 spot up, and then went to 5-1 or 5-2. We made it 5-4. Then I think they put another run or 2 up, and we had to come back. We had to show some guts and show some intestinal fortitude. and the kids did it, and they just did a great job, and they went out and competed, and that's what you want to see. So hopefully, I think we're growing up. I saw some great jobs by our leaders, our
Good.
captains, stepping up and being leaders. So just excited about where we're at. We got a big series against Martin. Good baseball team. We're a good baseball team. I expect it to be a good game, and I expect to at least take one.
Good
Hopefully
deal.
we can take two.
Hey, going with that attitude, and maybe that'll happen. But yeah, definitely so. Well, I'm glad to hear that some players are stepping up in leadership roles, and that's got to be, I'm guessing, partly the peer, not I won't say peer pressure, but there's a effect to that. They are deciding to step up, and they're getting the support, and I think that hopefully will help everyone to buy into the process, like you talk about.
Well, I mean, it is a process, and especially when the kids, like you said, when they hear it from me for such a long time and all the time, it becomes, I don't want to say it becomes second nature, and they kind of get, Charlie Brown, wah, 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 wah. So when it's coming from their teammates, then I think it carries a lot of weight. So I think it's really huge that, these young men are stepping up and being leaders on the team. And I think it'll pay dividends.
That sounds good. Well, hopefully, whatever you saw in that aspect on Saturday, the doubleheader sweeping against DeSoto, of course, non-district, but hey, every win, every leadership thing stepping up, every good fundamental play, every hit just builds more momentum, and that's what's needed going into the Martin week coming up.
Oh, exactly.
Would you say that it was helpful to have that DeSoto doubleheader then?
Oh yeah, it was a long day. It was 6 hours in the baseball field. It was a long day, but it was much needed. I think going in to Tuesday, I think that kind of got us back to where we're feeling good about ourselves. And we always talk about it, the game is so much mental. The baseball game is. I mean, we have the ability to play, so much of it is mental, and how you feel and how you perceive yourself as a player, as a team. So I think it was big to get back into the win column and we'll not only win one pretty big, but also win one that was contested and find a way to win.
Sure.
So I think it was really good.
Sounds good. So that kind of makes me think about, let's kind of step back, if you don't mind. Images. Are there times, and this may be the book of death thing, as I say sometimes, but I guess the coaches scout each other. I mean, there's scouting that goes on. You're watching, or your staff is watching other teams. They're watching us and other teams. And how does that?
You kind of froze up a little bit, but basically, I went on our bye week. I went and watched Martin and Arlington on Tuesday, and then I went and watched Bowie and South Grand Prairie on Friday. It's just nice to get a look at the other team. Kind of, you are scouting as far as what pitches are being thrown to them, where they're hitting the balls. Maybe trying to pick up on their swing. Are they a pull hitter? Do they go the other way really well? How well do they run? Certain players,
Gotcha.
do you feel like you can run on their catchers? Their pitcher slow to the plate? Those kind of things. You're trying to pick up on things. So I did have Coach Gill go watch Grand Prairie on Friday because the JV1 and JV2 were done playing. So he went and watched them on Friday. I have not got the scouting report on them yet, but I'll get that next week. I mean, I'll get that this coming week. And we play them after Martin, so it's not a huge deal to have it on the table right now. But I think coaches scout and we're looking. I would like to be able to scout myself personally more, but obviously they're playing on the same nights we are. So my coaches do a good job of going to scout. So I think it's a big part. It helps you give you maybe a little bit of insight about maybe how you want to pitch them, who's looking to run for their team, or who do you think might try to run from their team to steal bases, just those kind of things. Maybe arms from the outfield, who you might try to run on from second, or whatever.
Well, that's good to know that does help, and if others are watching us, you guys are watching the others as well. Then, so we've been kind of starting to talk about the Martin week coming up. So this is the Martin week. JV2 will be home to Monday evening. I'll say tomorrow. We're recording this on a Sunday. JV1 goes over there to play a doubleheader on Monday. And then Tuesday is a home game for varsity. And then Friday is away for varsity. So you've kind of alluded already to some of the things. Anything else you want to say about kind of how, I know you always fundamentals, what can the Vikings do their own thing, but anything special y'all are looking for out of Martin, or anything special that you want to share in public about how you
No,
prepare for them?
I think if you talk to any coach, I think if you talk to Coach Culbertson, it comes down to, players executing. It comes down to the players playing well, the players hitting, the players making routine plays. So it's basically, Monday, have a good practice, make sure that, they're ready to go, getting ground balls or getting situations, you're doing PFPs, working bunt coverages, working some first and third situations, making sure that we're sharp on everything, so that we can go out and we can execute well. And that's what it is. It's about teams going out and executing. Obviously, talent wins to a degree. It does. If you want to put Bo Burrows on the mound, who pitched for Weatherford many years ago, but he's a first round draft choice by Detroit. And he's throwing 97 his senior year and 98 his senior year, and he's throwing strikes. Talent. He's going to be hard. He's going to strike out quite a few kids. So that kind of talent, it's hard. It wins a lot of times, but you can beat a kid like that. We beat Bo Burrows once. And you got to make the routine plays. You can't give extra outs. You can't walk people. You got to do all the little things right. So when you have an opportunity and somebody steps up and gets that big hit against him to win that ball game, you have that chance because of the way you've played and the way you have done your job as each individual, and so as the team has done it. So that's what you focus on. Martin's a good team. I think we're a good team. We've beaten Martin before, but they're a good program and they're a good team. So we just need to go out and play, and we need to go out and perform at our best.
And it's that attitude of we can beat them and we'll do our best to do it, correct?
Yeah, exactly. We go out, we can beat anybody we step out on the field with. There's no doubt in my mind. And I think our players really believe that. They've been very frustrated about, the one inning, because that's what it seems like it's been pretty much, throughout. That's kind of the theme of this year is one inning, where we play really, really good the whole game. And whether it's the first inning, the fourth inning, or whenever it happens, it's one inning. And we've got to get rid of that one inning. And if we do that, everything's going to fall into place.
Well, that sounds good. And yeah, and hopefully that one inning doesn't show up this week. And
Yes.
If it does, there will be 2 or 3 to make up for it or whatever. But,
Exactly.
yeah, I understand that thing. And there's been a lot of close games this season already, in tournaments, whatever else, that, like you said, that one inning is kind of different. So, okay. Well, Coach, anything else you want to add before we sign off this week?
No, come out and watch us play on Tuesday, and then make the travel south, go to Martin Southwest and support our kids. Booster Club's doing a great job. We're putting new nets in the batting cages, new windows in the concession stand. So the Booster Club does an incredible job for us. I'm so thankful for that. Mr. Isabel running the concession stand, so thankful. For all the people who are doing the concession stands, thank you so much. For people who are joining in, working, thank you for doing the broadcasting. You are incredible. It takes a village.
Yes,
It takes
sir.
a village. You say it takes a village to raise a kid. It takes a village to run a baseball program, and everybody who puts in work it's greatly appreciated.
And I think we're seeing a little bit more breadth here recently. The number of people, not the 10% doing 80% of the job or whatever, but more people are getting involved, including the newer families involved. And that's a wonderful thing to see.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Well, until next time, I'm Bill Frawley with head Viking baseball coach Paul Kino saying VFND.
Bye, y'all. Have a good week. Have a great week.